Unit 1 review. Directions for 12 through 15. Decide if the following represents functions or not. Explain why or why not to receive full credit. All right, number 12 is a table, and I already see a red flag. I see 2, 6, and I see 2, 7. So this is already a big no, and that is because 2 has 2 outputs. Right, number 13, I have y equals 5 over x. We've pretty much learned that anything that's an equation like this is a function. We usually like to represent the function family. In this case, we don't know this function family. It is a yes. I'm going to tell you the function family. This is a member of the inverse family. And I'm also going to tell you on this, just to remind ourselves, if we have an x squared, that's quadratic. And if we have like 3 to the x, that's exponential. And if we have something like 2x plus 3, that will be linear. And if we have something with absolute values in it, it is absolute value, just as a reminder, because there will be one like that on the test tomorrow. Number 14, telling whether this one is a function or not, I'm going to perform the vertical line test. And you'll notice each of those lines is only passing through my function one time, which means every input does have just one output. So I'm going to say yes on this one, and I can just say that it passes the vertical line test. And then we got it. Right, number 15 is also a yes or no question. A teacher records the Unit 1 test scores of the students in the class. Let X represent the student's name and Y represent the student's score. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to just use initials here for the people in the score. Let's say a person with initials, well, I guess we'll just make up some. Katie B got a 100 on the test. Julie J got a 92. Samantha P got an 85, and I could go on. Okay, my question that I need to ask myself, could I write Katie B's name again and her get a different test score? No, I could not, because she only got 1 score for this test. So this is yes, and I will say every student has only 1 test score. So we are fine on that. Okay, problem 16. A young boy decides to go for a bike ride to the playground from his house. He starts out at a pretty good pace because he's excited to play baseball with his friends, but then slows down a little because his legs get tired. He then stops to tie his shoe and then finish his ride to the playground. He gets a second wind after stopping, so he's able to ride faster again. He plays baseball for a while and then starts back home on his bike. The dog starts chasing him, so he kicks it into high gear for the remainder of the ride home. Draw a time versus speed graph to represent the situation above. Okay, so we've got time. Remember, this is speed. It's not distance from home. It's how fast he's going. All right, he's starting out at a pretty good pace, so he starts at a speed of 0. He's going at a pretty good pace. I'm going to make that pretty steep. And then he slows down a little because his legs get tired, so I'm going to make that line not quite so steep because he slows down. Okay, he then stops to tie his shoe. Well, if he stops, his speed's going to have to go down to 0. He stops to tie his shoe, so there should be a little space where he's not going any speed at all. And then he finishes his ride to the playground, and he got a second one, so he's going to go pretty steep again until he gets to the playground. So he gets to the playground. He plays baseball for a while, which means his speed on his bike is back down to 0. So he plays baseball for a while, and then he starts back home. So now he's back home again. And then a dog starts chasing him, so he kicks it into high gear, so his speed is going to go way up. And then I'm assuming when he gets home, he's got to come back to a stop. So your graph is going to look something like that. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different sections on your graph to show all the different things that are happening. Problem number 17, let f of x equals 2/3 x minus 5. Find f of 6. Remember, if you don't like the f of x, just cross it off. This 6 means that's in place of the x, so wherever we see an x, we'll put 6. So 2/3 times 6 minus 5. 2/3 times 6 is 4, minus 5 is -1.